1999. What a victory for the Sri Lankans. A fantastic effort.
Here's the man who's been largely responsible for us over the last.
The first World Cup, that is a thrill of joy, and England.
Welcome to another episode of Match Point by Dr. Adnan, and you are watching special episodes of Match Point. Here, GT20 League is at its topmost. It's approaching towards its end, and we're going to see that who's a winner of this game. And Dr. Adnan would be telling you guys that who is the special guest today with us.
Yes, Dr. Dilnishi, as we were discussing about the Cricket B West Indies, which is the giant killer right now in this very league, the first of its own kind, the Global T20 Canada, first time ever to be played in the history after the Mercury Group announced that this would be staged every year until 20 years, and it's a long contract, and we will see lot of games in the future years and might be extending to the USA or West Indies or the multiple pitches or the multiple grounds. But this is the very first edition and the very first time 6 teams are over here with the Montreal Tigers, Edmonton Royals, Toronto Nationals, Winnipeg Hawks. But there is a one team there, Cricket B West Indies, team to watch.
Yes.
In the beginning, it was team to beat also in the tournament, and the first ever team which has reached to the grand finale of this first ever Global T20, and also moreover, first man Rutherford from this very team which has touched the magic figure of triple figure of 100 he has touched on this very ground. Towering straight smashing sixes right in our media box, telling that boy they are the best in the business right now in the Global T20. But right now our guest, he is from Cricket B West Indies, but he is not playing right now on the pitch. He's the
man behind.
He is the brain behind Cricket B West Indies, and he is the motivator and the brain which is making them play on the field. He is from the same breed from where Jewel Garner, Wes Hall, Malcolm Marshall, Desmond Haynes, a known place, Barbados. Barbados is a place where a huge breed of cricketer we can proud of, and we can, for the hours we can sit and we can watch the videos of the batsmen, whether it is Haynes, whether it is Jewel Garner batting or bowling. A special place of cricket where West Indies have been unbeaten for so many years, unconquered tigers in their den in Barbados, a special place. He was a fast bowler. He played from Barbados from 1982 to 83, and then 1986 to 87. He toured Zimbabwe with a young West Indian team in the 1983-84. He played for Transvaal from 87 and 88, and then from 89 to 90. And after when the West Indian team were playing under the Sir Vivian Richard, he was in those early days, he was the part of the team also, and the think tank behind the West Indian team, Roderick Orwell Estwick, is right next to us, the winning coach. Hello Roderick, how are you?
Thank you.
Hello, how are you?
First of all, I welcome you on the Match Point, and I feel so privileged that the winning coach with the winning momentum is on the driving seat with us. So how's the feeling, how's the atmosphere, and what is your say on the first ever Global T20 Canada?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. We haven't won yet. All we've done is get to the final. We've got to win the final on Sunday before we can be considered a winning team. But we've exceeded all expectations. You know, nobody gave us a chance of even winning the game in this competition. So the boys have gone out and they played good cricket. They played positive cricket. And you've asked them to be fearless. Just go out and enjoy. Just go and enjoy what you're doing. You've been given a great opportunity. I mean, the global T20 is an outstanding concept. It's good for cricket in this region, and it's good for these young boys to get the exposure because the cricket is going to 13 different countries. So if you go out and you play like that, I mean, young Rutherford on Thursday with that wonderful innings, at least he gave himself a chance to be seen on a global stage, on a world stage, for people to see him, and it could also lead to bigger things for him.
Perfect. So this GT20 League is first ever going to play in Canada. So what's your thinking about this league, and how do you see that this league in future? What's your ideas that how this league gonna flourish in future?
Because lot of teething issues and the one page and lot of factors have been seen. As a West Indian, having a tremendous pitches and lot of pitches in the country, and now playing on the one page. So I mean, something in your mind which should be improved next time.
Yes, I mean,
exactly.
obviously the pitches have to improve. I mean, they've already said that they might go into the drop-in pitches and get better pitches. If you can find a few more facilities, a few more grounds where you can take it around the country as well, and obviously I would love to see 2 Canadians playing in each side. I think that if you're going to come to Canada, you've got to also help to develop Canadian cricket. And I think if they can come up with the idea that in every franchise team there must be 2 Canadians playing alongside these superstars, it would give Canadian cricket a boost. It would help people in Canada to identify with the teams as well, because then you suddenly get families and friends want to come out and support the local Canadians, and that might be a way to help increase the crowds as well.
And Roderick, as you mentioned about the Canadians, so talking about, we have seen now Abrash Khan playing over here, Rizwan Cheema, he was yet to play, and the other one, Saad bin Zafar, he was playing from the Chris Gayle team, and then we have seen Junaid Siddiqui from the Hawks. So what was your say? Whom you saw the potential bowler or a batsman in the Canadians?
Well, the one that plays for Chris Gayle's side, I think he looks a very good bowler, and there was a seamer that played for I think Tom Moody's side. I can't remember his name, but he came and he bowled us to the death. He was able to consistently hit his Yorkers, and so you could see that there's talent. And once you give a talent a chance to flourish and expose talent, then you've got a chance. It's no good if you're not giving them a chance. You've got to water it and help it to grow. And if you help it to grow, then Canadian cricket will be stronger. I heard the president saying that he would like to see Canada in the World Cup in eight years' time.
Wow.
Well, if you're going to do that, then you've got to put systems in place to make sure that you do that. I mean, people wouldn't know that Canada has been at 2 World Cups, cricket-wise, so the governments need to get behind cricket and get the facilities, improve the facilities, and help cricket to grow. They've only been to 1 football World Cup, and you've got some outstanding football stadiums. So if you've been to 2 cricket World Cups, then you've got to match that as well and get outstanding stadiums for cricket as well.
And Roderick, who is your silent killer? Nicholas Puran, Justin Greaves, Fabius Allen, or Rutherford? The silent killers in the tournament.
What we're trying to do is just to get 5 people to perform each game. That's our aim. If we get 5 people to perform on a given day, then and the others can support, because you never see in any sport where it's a team sport you get 11 players performing to the maximum. People are going to fail. So what we want is 5 players to perform and the others to support and be an exciting feeling team. And those are the things that we've prided ourselves on, and those are the things we've executed well.
Yeah, and earlier we were talking about the Montreal Tigers. I think you were mentioning about the Ryan Khan Pathan. Ryan Khan, he was the man from the Canada who was playing for the Montreal Tigers.
Yes,
so I think he was quite impressive
yes,
also. He has also been to the Pakistan Super League. He was chosen as a Canadian Zelmi at the benchmark of the Peshawar Zelmi along with the Darren Sammy. Darren Sammy took him also. He was selected. He was a part of the Pakistan Super League also. So he is one of the, you are absolutely right, he is one of the rising player. He's an all-rounder. In one game he also clicked with a bat also. He's a tall man.
Yes.
With the full length deliveries.
Yeah.
We are just as mentioning that your stint as a bowling coach with the Cricket West Indies under 19 in 2016. How was that?
Well, I've been around West Indies cricket for a number of years. I don't know if people know, but I've been to 4 under 19 World Cups. You know, so I've been around West Indies cricket. I've been with the senior team as well. And my motto is just to help West Indies cricket in any way, assist in any way, help to guide these young people, because sometimes they need guidance. Be a father figure for them. When they do well, you praise them. When they don't do so well, you have a quiet word. When you keep encouraging, because cricket sometimes can be a very lonely place. You have more failures in cricket than success. So you've got to try and keep them grounded when they do well, and when they're not doing so well, give them a hug and let them know, well, tomorrow's another day, keep working, keep putting the team first. And I strongly believe if you put the team first, you will do better than if you have your own personal goals, because your personal goal might be to make 50, but the team might require for you to make 75. And if you do those things and put team first, then you have a lot more fun, and you have a lot more enjoyment, and celebrate each other's success. Today is your day, tomorrow is somebody else's day. You know, Rutherford had an outstanding day on Thursday. Hopefully it's somebody else's day. It might be his day again, but who knows?
You are absolutely right. 11
Celebrate
people
that.
are not going to perform a single
Never.
match.
Never.
We have seen Rutherford struggling earlier in the tournament.
Correct.
And
Yes.
Puran was working, and Justin Greaves, and soon he got his chance. They were not working, and he fired
he
right.
did.
And we
He
were not
did.
believing. I was not expecting this much from him, that he will fire like this. That was a surprise factor for me. So, as a Cricket West Indies B under 19 coach, so you would be very familiar with these guys earlier, with the Puran and with the Greaves going
Yes, sir.
to the World Cups.
I've been to a World Cup as far back as when Sunil Narang was a young man.
Rutherford was not with
and-
you, I think.
No, he
He
didn't.
was not
no, he
with you
wasn't there.
in
But
there.
Justin Graves and
Puran
Puran and Brandon King and Fabian
Brandon
Allen.
King, Famous Allen was there.
You can go back to Dwayne Smith. You can go back to Pollard, Sunil Narang. You can go back as far as Dennis Ramdin. You know, Lendl Simmons. They've all at some stage come through the West Indies
Wow.
on the 19s, and I've worked with them. Andre Fletcher. You still keep a relationship with him. You know, I've worked with Chris at the senior level. So you tend to get close to the players, not too close, because you still got to discipline when they step out of the line, but you
So
know, you try
Rutherford-
and keep that relationship with him.
Yeah, so Rutherford is the youngster among those.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is the youngster, but he's a feisty youngster as well. He's quite aggressive. If you're watching the game, you would
Yeah.
see him having a little bit of banter with Cottrell at the end of the game. They were going toe to toe, and it's good for the game. It's good, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want cricket too boring. You want a little bit of passion. You want people to wear their hearts in the sleeves, show a little bit of emotion. And
Typical
once they
bowler
come-
emotions,
yes.
because bowler always try to overcome the
Correct,
batsman.
and you've got to stand up. You've got to stand
Yeah,
up and
we have
don't back
learned that.
down, and don't let him, you know, intimidate you. Let him know, well, you're in a battle.
Yeah. So among these bunch of youngsters, the brilliant stuff what we have seen, what Puran now has played for the West Indies for the T20s, I think. Whom you are thinking will make soon to any format in the Cricket West Indies?
Well, the 5 or 6 probably you think will have a chance, but it's up to them now. They've showcased the talent. You know, you've said to the world, look, we can play. But the thing about it now, that the world will have footage on you. You know, the coaches and the analysts would highlight your weakness, and you've got to now go and continue to work at your game. All they've done is have one good series here in Canada. It's how they build on it, and how hard they're prepared to work, how disciplined they're going to remain, so that they can keep improving. Because one swallow don't make a summer. You've got to try and make sure that you work hard, you stay disciplined, you stay focused, and you improve your game, because they're going to know your strength, they're going to know your weakness, they're going to be coming at you hard. And if you're prepared to stand still, then you're not going to go very far.
So something for you, Roderick. We want to ignite some nostalgia back to the 1982 and 84 when you were with the Lancashire. Tell me about that stint. Lancashire is the county which I was loving in my school days in the 80s, when Alex Stewart was, when Wasim Akram was over there, and then Mike Atherton, the English skipper, was over there, and that rose and the beauty of Lancashire. How was your experience with the Lancashire?
It was lovely. You know, you're coming from a strange country, and you're coming from a. I remember going there and you couldn't understand a word they were saying. You're thinking, wow, you know, and it's cold and it's freezing and it's drizzly, and you know Manchester, you know Lancashire, it never stops raining. You know, but the cricket was lovely. The cricket was exciting.
Atmosphere.
You know, you could get out for a duck and people would still applaud. You know, in the West Indies, you get out for a duck and people tracking your parentage, and you know, in England, I'm thinking,
Same in the
wow,
South Asia.
you know, this is so nice.
And I think Justin Reeves is enjoying this also.
Oh yeah,
he's also
you know,
in some state in the UK.
It's a different type of cricket. You know, but it's a good experience. You get the moving ball. You know, you can get snow, you can get hailstones, you can get 3 different climates in one day. But I would recommend it for any young cricketer to get over to England and play cricket in England and get a chance to experience the moving ball, getting a chance to be a professional, which will help you to develop your all-round game, because you've got to make sure you perform, because you're paid to perform. In the West Indies, you don't get paid, so you can have your off days and you can relax a little bit. But when you're paid professional, you know it's your living, and if you want to keep your job, you've got to keep your standards up.
So you are watching Match Point, and the champion coach, the team West Indies B, the giant killer team's coach, is right next to us, and we are going on with a very interesting conversation. We have to take a very short break, and when we will come back, we will play a straight drive and a rapid fire with the coach, because after the players now it's a coach time to answer the rapid fire. Stay tuned to AWAZ. You are watching Match Point with Dr. Adnan.
Welcome back to Match Point by Dr. Adnan, and you are watching a special episode of G20 League. We're gonna play straight drive with our guest, and we will see how he will answer these questions. Yes, man. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, who's your favorite singer?
Elton John.
What's your favorite movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
Okay. What's your favorite destination in North America and Canada?
I like Miami. I like Fort Lauderdale. I visited quite a bit for holidays, so it's quite relaxing and easygoing. I prefer it that way.
What's your favorite food?
Interesting. Any kind of Indian food. I like spicy food. I like naan bread as well.
Naan bread?
Yes.
But your team told me that they have not tasted the Indian and Pakistani food.
Well, they've missed out.
Okay, so what's your favorite ground?
Cape Town, the Newlands in Cape Town,
South Africa.
in South Africa.
What's your favorite moment in your career?
Winning that game yesterday, actually, I've had a lot of moments, but I was just so happy for these young men to see that that they can win this game and qualifying for the final without being given a chance, and it just shows you that if you believe, you can achieve.
Perfect. What's your favorite destination here, not here, like all over the world? What's your favorite destination holiday?
I would say Cape Town as well. You know, you look at Table Mountain is beautiful. You know, the weather is nice. You can go down to the beaches. I love Cape Town, and the people are so friendly.
Okay, your best habit.
Sleeping.
Your worst one.
Watching TV too late at night. You know, my family will complain that right through the night I'll be watching TV and
all night,
late at night and disturbing everybody else,
really?
Especially if they have to go to work and I don't have to go to work. You know, you tend to stay up a little bit later.
Okay, so How should I question?
Have you ever been deceived twice from one place?
Deceive.
Yeah.
Well, I've
By any
been,
person or
I've
from
been-
any place?
I've been conned a few times in my life. Yeah, I was conned in South Africa out of some money, but you tend to put that behind you. You know, you put it down to experience. You put it down to a learning experience.
Yeah.
You trust people at face value because that's the way most Mexicans are. You know, we take people in and we encourage them, and you were disappointed, but there's no point looking back because if you keep looking back, you'll never move forward. So you just try and put it behind you.
Okay. So if you're batting or bowling, with which player you feel like you're comfortable or you're like complete with him?
I used to love bowling with Malcolm Marshall because I know that
The great Malcolm
the
Marshall.
players, the batsmen are so much concentrating when he's bowling. They tend to relax a little bit when I'm bowling, so I've got a greater chance of getting wickets. So I used to love bowling with him because he would create a
Rest in
lot
peace.
of pressure.
We are so
yeah.
sorry for him.
Yeah.
You know, and he was so knowledgeable as well on working out batsmen's strengths and weaknesses because when we played, you didn't have all this footage and analysis and everything. So you had to work people out there and then, and he was marvelous at working it out. And bowling with him was such a pleasure and such an honor, you know.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
And
much.
before saying goodbye to him, we will go on the rapid fire and we will put some deliveries on the front foot to the coach and we will try to bowl them out. Best batsman you have ever bowled.
Viv Richards,
Best bowler you have ever faced.
Alan Donald,
Worst batsman you have ever faced.
the worst batsman I've ever faced. Ganesh Mahabir in Trinidad.
Worst bowler you have ever faced.
Someone in the Lancashire League, I don't know, some 60-year-old who would come up and bowl diddly doubles.
Imran Khan, Kapil Dev, Ian Botham, Sir Richard Headley. Yours pick.
Great all-rounders, great ambassadors for their countries.
If you have to face Michael Holding, Andy Roberts, Jewel Garner, Malcolm Marshall, Wes Hall, whom you will try to avoid?
Who I would try to avoid, who I would pick to face it would be Michael Holding because he had such a decent action and he had such a smooth action. I found it easier to bat him, not because of his pace, but because of his action and his run-up. The others I would try to avoid.
If you would not have a cricketer, you would have been?
Policeman. I wanted to be a policeman so bad, it was unbelievable.
Your best roommate?
Clyde Batts from Guyana, who toured me with the West Indies.
Your worst roommate?
Mandy Yackett in South Africa. He couldn't get to sleep. Well, we had to play against Sylvester Clarke in the final one night, and he just tossed and turned all night, and he couldn't go to sleep. And Neil Radford, who played for England as well, who would be up at 7 o'clock in the morning, blow drying his hair and looking in the mirror for about 2 hours before he went to sleep.
Okay.
Your favorite captain, all-time favorite captain?
Imran Khan.
Your favorite captain for the West Indies, Clive Lloyd or Viv Richards?
I think Clive, because Clive united a whole region when we were struggling. Before 75, 76, we were a group of very, very talented cricketers, but not a group of disciplined cricketers. And Clive brought that professionalism into it, and he was able to unite us, and he was able to get us to be more professional. And for 20 years we ruled the world based on the foundation that Clive set. So I would say Clive, even though Viv was the most successful of the two.
Shoaib Akhtar or Brett Lee?
Love Shoaib Akhtar.
If you need to avoid one bowler, one end there is a Brett Lee, other end there is a Shoaib Akhtar, whom you will avoid?
I will probably stay at the non-strikers end for both of them.
Brian Lara or Sachin Tendulkar, your pick for the ODIs?
I would have to go with Brian. I think for me, Brian is one of the greatest batsmen the world has ever seen. He was fortunate enough. Sachin, no disrespect at all, great cricketer, but he had a lot of great batsmen around him. You know, he had Lakshman, he had Sehwag, he had Dravid, he had Ganguly. Where Brian virtually went alone. You know, and it's very, very difficult. You would always find great batsmen functioning with other great batsmen, but Brian, at his peak of his powers, didn't have any other great batsmen with him.
Brian Charles Lara, 400 not out. David Gower, Javed Miandad, Sunil Gavaskar, Viv Richards. Your pick for the test team drafting. One man you can pick.
Viv Richards.
AB de Villiers, Corey Anderson, Shahid Khan Afridi.
A.B. de Villiers.
AB all the way. So we thank you very much, but before going, as you have hit some nostalgia in my mind for the Michael Holding and for those days of fiery West Indies, tell us something interesting. You share some dressing room story with us, or what in those days was going on when the cricket West Indies was at the peak, and what happened in the 79 and the 75, even 83. The West Indian was the superpower, and then suddenly the shift of power changed. The cricket became scientific, Australia dominated, and now all the teams are now at the almost on the same levels. About those dream days for the West Indies.
Well, I will start with cricket back in the 80s. All local first class cricket. I remember Barbados playing Jamaica in what you would call a final. You know, whoever won the game would win the Shell Shield. Our local first class season. I was walking out to bat and Malcolm Marshall just gotten out, cut off Michael Holding, and I was shocked to see a player crying coming off the field because such is the passion, you know, and you want to laugh, but you're still trying to be serious, you know, because he wanted to do so well for his country, even though in a couple of weeks they would go off and represent West Indies together. But when it came to local pride and representing your country, it was unbelievable.
So, what do you think the one final word for you, cricket West Indies, seeing the peak of the 70s, late 70s and early 80s, where are those days gone? What should be the 1, 2, 3 steps to make West Indies to that point?
Well, you've got to look that a lot of the world have caught up. They're getting bigger crowds than we're getting in the West Indies, so financially they're in a lot better position to put programs in place. But you know, once we can get some programs in place, this team here showed that the West Indies have got some talent, and there is talent in the Caribbean. It's just the systems. If we can improve the pitches, because in the 80s when we were very successful, the pitches were unbelievable. And I believe once you have quick pitches, the batting improved. If you look at India, you would see that the pitches in India have got quicker, and they've got better batsmen now, so they're number one in the world. And if we can get back to getting the pitches the way they were in the West Indies in the 80s and in the 70s, then I'm sure within a couple of years we can rise again.
Thank you so much, Roderick.
And thank you for
came to
having
my
me.
show,
Thank
and we wish you the good luck. And I wish that the cricket B West Indies may come with a shining colors, and we want you to pick the cup. Anyways, we picked the cup 2 days before with the media team, but we want you to pick the cup, and we will be very happy for this young bunch of lads and fabulous clean hitting. Really, I loved that while seeing from outside the ground. And we wish you good luck, and this is the team to beat in the grand finale.
Thank you.
So this was
Thank you so
it
much.
from the winning coach. Dr. Adnan Khan says you goodbye from here. Till the next episode, there will be a new superstar with us of the cricket. So still fingers crossed, keep watching EMAS, keep watching Match Point. Time for me to sign off from here. Take care and bye-bye.
Fantastic.
Been largely responsible for his overlap.
The first World Cup, that is Australia's joy and England